A couple of days ago, I put on the Burstmo Instagram story a real-time analysis of an artist who was killing it on Reddit. She literally had more than 5,000 people watching her perform live, and they were going across to her Instagram, they were signing up to her Twitch channel, and they were even donating to her on PayPal. And we're going to be doing this kind of thing a lot more on Instagram. So if you're not following us on Instagram, then I'll put the link down below if you want to drop us a follow. And I was shocked at how many DMs we got of people who don't know what Reddit is. I thought it was huge and everyone knew what Reddit was. But in case you don't know, Reddit is essentially the front page of the internet. Anything that goes viral or makes the news usually ends up on Reddit first. And you make posts and people vote up and down on whether they like that post. So it could be a link, it could be a video, it could be a self-written article. All of the original content on the internet essentially starts on Reddit. You can even have artists who break from Reddit alone. But this particular video is about Reddit Live. So about 6 months to a year ago, Reddit brought in their new live feature. This was to compete with Instagram Live and Twitch. And what it means is they basically call it Reddit broadcasting, and you can go live. And this isn't necessarily just for music, it can be anything. I've seen things from people just sat watching guinea pigs, someone just playing the harp and it's relaxing, or even someone just walking the streets of a random country that people don't visit very often. And people find it fascinating to be able to see live this country just walking around those streets. So this has created an amazing opportunity for artists to be able to break and gain a new audience. Now, to go live, obviously you're going to need a camera. You can only do it on a mobile device. There are ways of being able to spoof a live feed and various apps, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'd say just use your phone to do it. You can't just sign up to Reddit, make a new account and go live, because they want to be able to slightly control who can go live. So what you have to do is make an account and start interacting and posting on Reddit until you have enough karma. Karma is basically like points for Reddit. So the more points that you have, the more authority your account has. And you earn points by making posts and also people voting for your comments, for your posts, for your videos. So to be able to get karma, you have to start making comments and posts. They say that it's around 200 to 250 to allow you to go live. So it might take you a couple of weeks to get there. But the thing about Reddit is it's quite fun and you can learn a lot. So think about the interests that you have and then start getting involved in conversations, and the time will fly by and you will easily rack up the karma. So the broadcast comes up on everybody's homepage and Reddit will choose one at a time to show everybody. So it's not necessarily guaranteed that you're going to be pushed out. No one is necessarily going to be searching for new music all of the time. However, if you do get pushed out, you've essentially won the lottery, because you're going to get exposed to thousands of people who are interested in learning about new artists and discovering them. So when you go live, Reddit is going to test it to a certain amount of people and see if your content is good and people are sticking around. The more people that are sticking around and voting it upwards and giving it positive feedback and commenting, that means you are more likely to be pushed to the homepage, which is essentially the golden ticket. You've won the lottery if you get to the homepage. You need to expect to be live for about an hour. It's quite frustrating when you first go live in that first 20 minutes because there's nobody there. Maybe there's like 10 people there, 20 people there. But even though that seems like such a small number, that is Reddit testing it to see if the content is good enough and worthy for their mass audience. Then once you've got that mass audience, you can start to gain those new fans and you can start to direct people to your Spotify and to your Instagram. So the way you set up is incredibly important, and the way that your mindset is towards going live on Reddit, because Reddit has a specific type of audience. If you saw my last video on Please Love Me syndrome that often artists have, that is going to come in so useful in this scenario, because if you try too hard, the Reddit audience will hate it, and they will just not watch your content because they will be able to sense that you are trying too hard. And this includes your clothes, the way you're performing, how often you look at the camera, the general background. Everything needs to be casual and natural. If you try too hard, if things are too perfectly positioned and you generally are trying too hard to be loved and convert those fans, and you're not just being yourself, you will not get any fans or any benefit from this. So when you set it up, don't necessarily need the highest quality phone. You don't need the best lighting. You just need the best sound. Sound is everything, obviously, because it's music. But the background, it needs to be nice, the background, but it doesn't necessarily need to be perfect. So it needs to look like it is something where you've just set up in your bedroom and you've decided to perform for some people for an hour for a bit of fun. And but oh, by the way, I happen to be an artist. Go check out my music. That is the vibe you need to be successful on Reddit. If you set up the perfect lighting and the perfect background and there's nothing in the background and you're looking at the camera all the time like it's a music video performance, then people are just going to switch off. You need to be able to engage with people, come across as a real person and someone that people have discovered. So it is a balance between you just performing and doing your thing, but also interacting with the audience. So on the subject of interacting with the audience, between songs, there will be people coming in, asking you questions, commenting. You have to acknowledge that they are there. Read all of the comments that have come through. Yes, there'll be negative comments. If you get them, just ignore them. But if there's positive comments, if there's requests, respond to all of them. I'd say spend about 10 to 15 seconds quickly responding and then go into the next song. Because when people feel like they can interact with you, you're real and you do have a personality, that is going to keep them there. And that is the aim of this. We need to keep people there. So if you get those 20 people, it will be cumulative. So once you get them and lock them in, the next 20 people will come along and then you've got 40. But if you just have a constant stream of people checking you out and then leaving, then you're never going to build up that mass audience in order to attract everyone and get onto the Reddit homepage. So interacting with people, giving people the idea that if they did request a specific song, you might just perform it. That is how you build up that rapport with the audience, get them to stick around, but also if they feel like they know you, they will go to your Instagram or your Spotify and drop you a follow there. And I mentioned the trolls and the negative comments. Reddit is full of them and you just have to accept that. But negative comments and trolls means that you're getting out to a new audience. That is just part of the game that we're in. So if you do see negative comments, just ignore them. If you do think of something funny to be able to say, then sure, you can go back to them. But I feel the safest route is just to ignore them completely and focus on the positive comments. So now you've got thousands and thousands of people watching your Reddit live. How do you balance it? So you need to have about 3 covers and then your own song. So that the covers will build the audience, keep them there, build the credibility, they know what you're about as an artist now, and then you can perform your own track, and then you can start plugging. Again, a mistake I've seen people make is just plugging too often. Don't, after every song saying, go follow me on Instagram, go check me out on Spotify, it just gets boring and they realize that you're only doing this to try and plug your own music and you're not there for them, you're not there to perform, or you're not there for yourself just chilling. There is a hidden agenda here. So every 3 songs you can plug your Instagram, plug your Spotify. A lot of artists as well get disheartened when they see the numbers drop. And they often drop between songs. So people listen to a song, it's ended, and they click off. So I mentioned interacting with the audience. The numbers are still going to drop despite the fact that you are interacting with the audience. I want you to ignore the ones that drop off. They were never going to hang around anyway, and they were never going to become a fan. I want you to focus on those who stick around. They are the important ones. They're the ones who are going to be lifelong fans, stream your music, and go follow you on Instagram. So don't be disheartened when you see that number dropping. It will go back up when you perform a cover, it will drop when you're interacting, it will also drop when you're performing your own song. That is fine. Concentrate on who are there. And finally, end on a high. It gets addictive. You've got 5,000, 7,000, sometimes even 10,000 people watching you live right now, loving it. You want to stay there forever, but that can be a mistake. We've seen artists who hang around till the very end. They had the 10,000 people and then it whittles down to 10. You know the expression, always leave them wanting more? It comes into play here. You hit your peak, and usually you can tell when it's the peak because you end up with a peak number like 6,000, and then it goes down to 5,500, and then it goes back up to 6,000, and you realize that's the most you're going to get. So if you hit 6,000 and then it drops again down to 5,500, that's the time to kill it. That's the time to come off Reddit. And then you can say, if you want more, if you want to see more music like this, if you like my vibe, go and check it out on Instagram where I'll be doing more of this. Go check it out on my YouTube. You can plug it any way you want. Then you can announce your Instagram handle to everybody, or where they can go follow you on YouTube or Spotify or whatever. And then that is when they're going to go across because you're ending it. They're not going to see any more. And at that point, they are loving it the most. And that is when they're going to convert across to followers. So Reddit isn't for every type of artist. Dua Lipa would do terribly on Reddit, for example, because she's so made up, she's perfect, she's the final product, and Reddit hate that. But that's okay. Dua Lipa is an amazing artist. It is just that this platform is not her. She would never break on Reddit. But if you are a natural artist who is amazingly talented, but not necessarily completely made up, you're a very natural artist, very casual, and you have even maybe a strong sense of humor, you are going to do very, very well on Reddit. You also have to have the ability to perform for a whole hour. So if you're a hip hop artist and it's difficult to do covers, for example, then it's probably not going to be for you. However, if you're a freestyle artist who can freestyle everything that's in the chat, then you're almost guaranteed to do well on Reddit because it's so original, it's so raw, and it's clearly a talent there that people are going to be able to engage with. So if you're able to implement all of those points and get it just right, and don't worry about having to try this maybe 5 to 10 times going live. Maybe on the first time nobody shows up, maybe on the second time 20 people show up, but you weren't quite able to keep them there, and you go back to the drawing board, figure it out, and just keep going. It's not like Spotify where if your release doesn't do very well, that's it, you can't release it again. You can keep trying, you can keep trying different backgrounds, different songs, different set lists, different formulas. Then that's when you can figure out what works. So don't be afraid to do a little bit of trial and error. Once you have that karma, you can just do unlimited live sessions. I hope you found this video useful. Drop it a like. Let us know in the comments below. Are you going to try going on live on Reddit? How do you feel about it? And I'll see you in the next video.